Never. Waduh. Bener. Oh, telat ini tadi ternyata ada download lagi ya. Lama. Ini rollnya apa ya si Lucilla ya? Rebecca ternyata gratis ya. Dan damage bonus. Oh, 40 Yuki berarti ya.
Time for class. Smile. Memories take shape. Time for class. Scattered memories take shape.
Parah gini, oi.
Every edge. Look at the camera. You can trust me. Let there be snow.
Apa anjir? Mantap sih. Wah ya ada weekly. Oh yang ini. basic attack tester parkour. Tactical dodge.
Open wide.
Buset, ganti senjata. Patrick Mobile Legend ini anjir.
Get
Kunci.
it's wet.
MK31.
There, goodbye.
Ya anjir. 20. Jauh benar. Ya, 20, 30, 10. Sirna lah. Itu dah. Skip aja dah biar cepet. Baik, deal. Wih, tomorrow 8 AM. Ini lagi berat lagi nih. Nuk, nuk, nuk. Bukannya belum ada.
That's the last of the ad reads, right? I'm beat. Can't wait for dinner after work. Hey, is this thing still on?
Sama.
Some doors are only supposed to show up in the middle of nowhere. What the heck is going on?
The Ivory Gatekeeper will have answers. We'll contact after we see Mornier and find out what's happening.
Ini ya. Anjir.
Lucila's busy now. I should wait outside.
Not a problem. For project funding approvals, we can follow the... But when it comes to picking research topics, I'm afraid I must insist on giving our teams more freedom to choose their own direction. I have full confidence in our faculty and students. Yes, precisely. But we both know that high risks often yield high returns. Yes, I understand. Of course. I'll note it down and reply to you later. I see.
Iya. Pertama kan yang Sabrina.
Yes, I understand. Understood. Let's save those two issues for our call next week. No, not at all. Why would I think you're making things difficult for us? The Academy has always been open to this kind of collaboration. Okay then. See you next week. Have a wonderful day. Ugh, impudent little hamster. Really? Using a crisis to haggle me down to wholesale? I'm fine. Just had a bit of a tiff with a rather difficult partner. It's just that... You want some coffee? Ah, didn't realize the sun was already up.
So, what's all this you've got going on, President Lucilla?
Right. What am I even working on? After the hero defeats the Demon King, shouldn't we all be enjoying our happily ever after? But here I am, burning the midnight oil like I'm part of some sleep deprivation experiment. A former colleague from the Pioneer Association taught me how to make this special coffee blend. Want a sip?
Did she actually add?
Oh, it's a favorite among the gold runners in the new Federation. Packs a punch. Some... that hits the spot.
Lektor auditor. Ya, auditornya ya. Kita kah? Baik.
The train for Star Torch Academy and the Frostlands will be departing soon. All passengers, please take your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Void storm hazard level at transit stop low.
I don't see anyone. Are they still on their way?
Oh.
Ah, gelap anjir. Ah, anjir. Ulang.
What's all this?
Hmm?
Professor, we heard a very important visitor is coming to tour the academy. Don't worry, we'll make a good impression.
Yep, we even threw together a little welcoming, thing.
Ah, you rascals. All right, but follow my lead. If this auditor is a by-the-book type, then we...
Siap. Anjir. Oh iya, naik motor itu.
So many people. So, not a confident.
Welcome to Star Torch Academy. I'm Lucilla, the Academy President. So glad you could make it.
Welcome to Star Torch Academy.
Oh, right. I'm Alto.
Nice to meet you, honored sir. I'm Sigrika, from the preparatory program. Thank you for coming to tour the academy.
Hello. Please, just Alto is fine. No need for that honored sir stuff.
Got it. I'm Arroya, you know. And I just want to say the academy has been so wonderful to my people. We're all Oh, and there are lots of Roya students in Rebel College too. Everyone works so hard.
Uh-huh.
Chief Aldo, I'm Dorian from the agronomy wing. I brought you a complete nutrition squeezy jelly and our department's special self-heating cup noodles.
Cup noodles? Oh, thanks. Oh, and hey, just call me Alto.
Director Alto, I'm Misha from the Department of Exostrider Engineering. I couldn't bring my project here, so
Director, I'm from the Department of Void Matters. Sir, I can dance.
And I can do some custom mods on your bike.
Mr. Alto? This is Rover from Rebel College. He will be joining us for the duration of your tour.
Rover. What a fantastic name. Not too long, not too short. Hey, psst. Are we supposed to know each other or not?
We are, but don't make it too obvious.
Copy that.
Well then, without further ado, let's head over to Rebel College. I'll fill you in on our...
That would be great.
Oh, tell those kids to go their separate ways. I'll meet you at Rebel College.
Got it. Someone want to tell me what's happening?
You didn't know, Rover? Everyone's saying the board is looking to shut down Rebel College.
Aja dah.
In addition to augmented resonance training, we place strong emphasis on general education for our synchronists. This is Professor Mornier, who teaches synth armament studies. Shall we sit in for a bit, Mr. Alto, before we tour the
If it's no trouble.
All right. In the last lecture, we proved that the rule equation holds true for Type 2 synth armaments. Today, we'll move on to their tuning stability constants. Li Xin, could you please write the final derivation?
Yes. Professor.
While she gets started, let's do a quick review. Waleo, what is the standard medium used to measure tuning? Yes, sodium. An interesting choice, though its volatility makes it impractical for standard testing. Sonia, could... Squeezy jelly, you say? But that's all right. Everyone, please refocus.
Why didn't you wake them up?
This class is difficult to follow, so it's normal for some to drift off. If only I could make my...
This isn't your fault.
It's like metal fit. Should I have woken them? I've heard about the pressure they've been under lately. Thank...
Lama bener loadingnya juga. Ganti itu apa ya? Lah. Tadi bedanya.
You have my deepest respect. Working in this food desert takes a special kind of fortitude. Something that looked like toothpaste. Oh, didn't go down well. And next thing I know, there were students everywhere shoving snacks at me like it was my birthday. Ugh, hellish. To put it simply, the Exostrider's gone. So, the synchronous program needs to go. Problem is, everyone has a different idea of what to do with those students. Anyway, the new Federation and the majority of the board want to pull the plug immediately and draft a new team. Meanwhile, the Executive Committee moderates have promised to stay out of it, as long as their nation's synchronists are covered, with either guaranteed support back home, or...
Where does Lucilla stand?
She wants to continue the synchronous
Continue?
Yep. Confusing, isn't it? Speaking of which, how well do you know her, Rover? Huh. So you're not so sure either, huh? I'll be honest with you, Rover. The Black Shores doesn't trust her right now. Between her proposal, her deep new Fed connections, and that evasive attitude, there are just too many uncertainties for... At least, that's the conclusion we've reached based on the facts we have so far. But the Bloom Bearers who graduated from Star Torch heard about this and stepped up to endorse Lucilla. That's what changed Shorekeeper's mind. A teacher who gets that kind of trust from her students. That's pretty impressive.
So, what do you need from...
Actually, according to Shorekeeper, you are the one really running this audit. So, we need you, acting as both a Star Torch student and a Black Shores auditor, to tell us if Lucilla is solid. And
I want to do something for the Synchronists, but I've also got my responsibility to the Black Shores. I don't think... Got it.
I should be the one saying that to you. Anyway, we need a plan for how...
Great, another grand plan. Why'd you gotta make everything so complicated?
Oh, what the... how's that?
Hello, Mr. Alto. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to invest in the Exostrider project. I suggest the Black Shores chips in... this much. Or you can just patch me through to the collective board. I'd be happy to handle the negotiation.
Is this Imeth? I can't believe she just hacked a Black Shores terminal.
I am being serious. If synchronous degrees get cancelled, my record will say I... Besides, keeping Rebel College around isn't that hard. Get creative. Talk to Chase. Talk to Shorekeeper. The Collective's investors can't be tougher to handle than... So what if they don't care about your contributions? If they actually want you on their side, they'll have to listen anyway. That's how leverage works.
If we lean on that kind of leverage now, we'll be held to it later. My experience has shown me that it's often better to act as an individual. Since you're planning on the savior career path?
Makes sense. Kinda old school thinking, though.
I need to figure out what Lucilla is really thinking. If I want them to protect the Synchronists when I can't, I've got to work and trust me and Lucilla. We'll find the right way to handle this.
Ha! All right then. But just so you know, if my school record disappears, I'm renaming the Space Trek Collective to the Imeth Collective.
Honestly, if we let Imeth loose on them, it might actually take some pressure off Lucilla.
But like she said, she's a Synchronist too. That just makes her one more person Lucilla has to protect.
Fair enough. But I'm afraid we have less time. I spotted some new Fed spies back at the station. Lost them on the motorbike. But it won't be long before they track us here. Before Lucilla's next tour begins, let's poke around and see what we can find. Students run flea markets on campus? I'm starting to get the hype. Wait, isn't that the student who dozed off in class earlier? Come on, let's go over.
If we follow this method, the convergence radius for this series...
Yes, I'm following.
I'm terrible at explaining this.
No, I'm just slow. I'll focus harder.
No, you paid me to tutor you, and I'll make sure you get your money's worth. Here, but I'll write down a third way to solve it. Watch how it goes, okay?
Okay.
So that's why she was drowsy in class. She's been staying up late tutoring other students.
You're telling me you've modified every bike here? That's insane.
Wow. Valeo's been in the Expedition motorbike program since day one. These bikes here are basically his family.
Soulmates.
So, what do you say, Auditor Alto? How about you order 10 as a starter pack?
10 soulmates sold in a pack.
I heard you test drove the Academy stock model this morning. With the rain the last 2 days, probably felt a little slip on the turn. Try this one. I tweaked the ABS and TCS myself. You could take this straight to a pro race.
No wonder you were sleeping in class.
No, the bikes have been ready for weeks. Last night I was just saying goodbye to them.
Oh, well that's depressing. I'd feel bad buying them now.
Hands off, you little...
Never!
Please don't fight, you two. Maybe I'll just check out the other stalls.
Sorry, Professor. We were out of line.
Out of line? For defending your work? That's not something... Listen to me, Lishin. Don't ever let go of it. Oh, and maybe go a little easier on your brother. He's running out of brain cells to lose.
Professor? There's something...
About Lenny and the others skipping class? Don't worry. I've already been briefed on their whereabouts. So, Mr. Alto, shall we move on to the evening's...
Whoa!
Let's get moving.
So they turned the reading room into a workshop. Not bad. Kids know how to hustle. Lenny, you broke our little promise. I'm heartbroken, you know.
I promised to show off the Synchronists Club projects. You really think that scrap you wanted me to parade around was gonna win over a single investment? This is what a win looks. All-terrain, self-propelled artillery. You could drop this thing in the middle of the etheric sea, and as long as I'm still breathing, I'm still piloting. Auditor!
Present.
If you keep funding synchronist research, then this goes into mass production in 1 year.
Mass production?
I know, hard to believe, but just let us show you.
No. That's not what I meant. It's just that the Black Shores isn't a mercenary group.
But it cuts through tacit discords like a hot knife through butter.
I've got this. Remove the safety, Lenny. Let's give it a test. Be careful.
Activate!
That vehicle.
Watch out!
Seiji. Smile. Memories take shape. Say gotcha. Oh my. Oh. Memories take shape.
Bagus ya.
Gotcha.
Foto anjir.
Are you all right?
I need to stop by the conference hall before heading back. Care to walk with me?
Sure. When was the last time you slept?
Can't remember.
The last time you ate?
I did keep track of that. What's the weather like at the Black Shores?
It doesn't really change much.
And the food?
A bit better than what we get here.
Just a bit. My students who join the Black Shores barely write to me. Even when they do, they never mention their daily lives. If I do get a sudden call out of nowhere, it's just, Professor, I have a question. Adorable little gremlins, all of them. As long as they're safe. That's what matters. So, when are you going to start?
Start what?
Fishing for intel? That Mr. Alto must...
We could have just cut to the chase.
Rover, would you let the Black Shores compromise its founding mission of fighting the Lament to get tangled up in superpower politics? I asked myself yesterday if I really knew you. Turns out, I don't. And I kept going back and forth on what role you should play here. This situation isn't noble, isn't just. It's just businessmen and politicians squabbling over a slice of the pie. But I want this to be a collaboration between Startorch and the Black Shores. Not because we're friends, but because it makes sense. I put you through this detour because I was afraid that if I asked you to... So I wanted you to see it for yourself. Judge it with your own measure. You can tell them if Lucilla is worth trusting. And if these
Rover, are you still with the President? Change of plans. The new Federation caught wind she was rallying support and moved the review up.
To when?
Tomorrow morning. Technically, that's in 3.5...
Classic New Fed. They probably had a review panel parked outside Lahai for days, just waiting for the...
How'd they win over the other member states and round up representatives?
Space Trek Collective budget bylaws. Because the new Fed is a permanent member and rotating chair, they only need half the members to abstain to control... They likely had this review rigged before it was even...
Gear up, President Lucilla. We'll see how the review plays out and take...
3.5 hours. Let's go.
Where to?
The second half of the... Are you upset?
About how you dragged me into your plan? Or the things you're still not telling me?
My. Oh, sorry. Call it a teacher trying to keep on her mask? You're still my student on paper after all.
It sounds like you're saying I can just sit back and enjoy the show.
Bet that's not something you get to do every day, is it?
I didn't expect there to be a place like this beneath.
Before Sundermere Base was built, this was a research facility for augmented resonance effects and void storm countermeasures. It's been The executive committee told me I could do whatever I wanted with the space. So I used my forte to do some light memories of my students that should exist only in my mind. Here, they become real. We still have some time. If you're interested, feel free to look around.
You're using your forte to do all this? How long did it take you to create this?
However long it took, it was worth it. The exhibits we're looking for.
Huh?
Don't forget, this is my memory palace. Allow me to demonstrate. This fancy trick.
What is it? A synchronous cockpit.
It looks the part, but this was actually our plan B. Designed without safety limiters to get sync rates up quick. I know. It was meant as a last resort if civilization was staring down extinction. The synchronists who volunteered. In the end, they lost their ability. What our students are facing now isn't new. I just hope I can do better by them this time.
Any idea we find our way out of here?
With our eyes open, the key should be somewhere here. Excellent. You're catching on quickly.
What's happening?
Something rather unpleasant, I am.
Lucilla?
Fine, no more jokes. Honestly, anyone watching would think you're the one facing the board. Remember what I told you before entering the dark side? About the memories I erase periodically, that some things I can't bear to remember, but I also can't bear to forget. So I store. Rover, look up. The exit is right above. We can use this key to leave, but I need your help to get there. Everything here is from my memory, but I know you.
I understand. I'll be your reference point. But what about...
Rover, do you have any experience dealing with children? Tell me, what makes it... Now, come along. Let's treat this...
Welcome to the Anti-Void Matter Materials Lab. It's where they first developed the materials for the Academy's anti-void canopy.
What's all of that in the center of the room?
The scrap of the day. Even the best recycling can only keep up with so much.
I have the photo. Now, where's the right spot projected?
Time for class. Say cheese. Look at the camera. Smile. Hold still.
Is this artificial retroact rain?
Dear me, this is but a pale imitation. Among the synchronists who survived the experiments, there was one from Jinzhou. Once he realized he'd never resonate with the Exostrider, he returned home and joined the Ministry of Development's Defense Division. There, he and his colleagues worked together to develop Jinzhou's
You're saying the shields against retroact rain and void storm share the same origin?
Not exactly. His approach didn't work on void storms at all, and it was discarded long ago. Before he left the academy, the only things he asked to take with him were a few sheets of material buried under that pile of junk. I often wonder, was he just reluctant to let go of his design? Or had he already mapped out how to protect his hometown?
The girl who trapped us here, she must be trying to show us something through this memory.
Seems I've been getting schooled by my own students a lot lately. Let's go. It's time to move on to the next classroom.
Do you want to stop and take a rest?
Not even close.
What's wrong?
Stay where I can see you, Rover. We've wandered into an unpleasant memory. It's far too easy to get lost in here.
It doesn't look like there's a way to cross the barrier ahead.
I have an idea. Rover, just go with me on this, all right? Rover, can you step a little to the side?
Like this?
Perhaps a step forward. Maybe a step back. All right, this is the last one. Let's see that handsome smile. Has anyone ever told you that you're not the most photogenic?
They have now?
No more teasing. This shot will have to suffice.
Clear as day, madam. Your daughter isn't sick. She has awakened her forte, and it's a remarkably rare memory type. Congratulations. I'm certain she'll make an immense contribution to the new Federation one day.
Leave it to me. Checkmate. One with the sounds.
Nonsense. My Lucy will never become a resonator.
Smile.
I don't want to be a resonator. No! Lucy!
Lucilla? Not good. Without a reference point, she's getting pulled into the deep end of her memories. I need to find...
Are you still there, Lucilla?
Yes.
Then why aren't you answering?
What do you want me to say?
You could say okay, or I understand. This is the perfect moment. While our opponents are spread too thin, we take the reins. Just like the time you became president. Don't worry about the narrative. We'll play the villain. You just act tough, rope the independent auditor in, and we'll force another round of review. You fight hard. We express our concerns, and then we both take a step back. As long as we ensure our control over the future of the synchronous program, nothing else matters.
And what do you want from my students?
Simple. We both get what we want. They have talent, and we help them achieve their dreams. And it'll be their choice.
Their choice. Whose dreams are we really achieving?
It will be their choice, Lucilla. My Lucy, I won't speak of your past choices. But tell me, has there been a single choice that wasn't your own?
I still refuse.
There. Just like that. Act tough. Fight hard. And then we both take a step back at the review.
From the Academy to the Pioneer Association, then to the Space Trek Collective, and now here. No wonder I was never cut out to be president. Watch out. That's me from the dark side. I use this memory to trap her. When are you going to tell him, Professor Lucilla? President Lucilla, that you've already made a deal with the new Federation? Let's go. You think you can outrun yourself, Lucilla?
Your plan. Are you just following the new Federation's playbook?
Don't let her get to you. How could I ever sell out my students? I have a plan, it's just... That's just her wishful thinking. A moth to the flame, daring the sky with wings of wax. Your students will die because of you. Let's leave this place, Rover.
You could have erased this memory. Why keep something so dangerous locked away?
To keep the sting fresh. A sharp reminder of the cost of slipping up if I ever get too comfortable in the Academy's peace. Let it go, Lucilla. Face what you know is reality. Let's pick up the pace. Once again, I found the courage to step into this room. Time was here. Silent and peaceful. The Academy is alive and thriving. We've come so much further than I ever dreamed. I wish you were here to see it. The accident report is indisputable. Cable insulation failure leading to flight control. Abnormality. But the truth
truth is simpler. I approved the plan. I killed her. I wrestled with it for so long. What's a teacher supposed to do when a student dreams something so brilliantly insane? But she chose the sky. And I thought, at least let her have one chance to fall.
Is that Sundermere? Are we back before the Star Ward Riseway was even built?
Lucilla! Lucilla, wait! Lucilla! Your emotions are affecting this domain! It's dangerous!
Staying here is the real danger. Oh, we have to leave. Almost there. As long as we keep moving upward, we'll find the way out.
So this is why you would... This way out you've been building for the Synchronists. It's just a dead end, isn't it?
I don't want the new Federation, because on what grounds can I...
I think I know why that girl trapped you here.
What?
You're terrified that your proposal... You're afraid because you're their teacher. Because no one in this world understands them.
Another lesson from... See you later, Rover.
hope humanity can soar even higher.
I hope humanity can venture even farther.
I hope humanity can weather any storm.
Professor, what's your dream? My dream? My dream is simply to see all of yours come true. See you later, Professor. Let's go. Together this time. Memories take shape. I witness I inscribe every instant. Hold still. Memories take shape.
Professor, can you hear me?
I hear you.
The weather couldn't be more perfect today. Oh, and I just saw a super huge...
Yes, I see it.
Great. I thought you weren't gonna believe... Right. I'll see you soon.
Was that girl another one of your students?
She is every memory I have of this academy. She is every one of my students.
We've come all this way, and I still don't know what your plan actually is.
That's okay. Everyone's about to find out.
Tired?
That was an excited yawn, Rover.
Rover, where are you and Lucilla? The other panelists have all taken their seats. The students, too. Can we really trust this plan of hers? Anyway, I'm leaving the speech to you.
If I...
Then we'll face it together. See you later, Professor.
President Lucilla, I am Cameron, Permanent Secretary of the Space Trek Collective Board. By appointment of the board, and on behalf of the Investors Conference, I hereby convene this second special inquiry concerning the synchronous program of Star Torch Academy. Pursuant to Article 12 of the Space Trek Collective Charter, President Lucilla, you may now raise any procedural objections regarding the attendees, the agenda, or the draft of this session.
I would like to know the national composition of this review panel, Miss Cameron.
This panel consists of 10 members, all from the new Federation. 5 serve as special representatives, and of the remaining 4 permanent board members, 2 have abstained and delegated their voting rights to the Federation. Additionally, we have Mr. Alto, attending as independent auditor on behalf of the Black Shores.
Then, Ms. Cameron, I believe the current composition of this panel fails to comply with charter regulations governing review committees.
According to the regulations, any participant authorized by a board member shall be deemed to hold the same nationality as that member. The panel's composition is perfectly valid.
Pardon the interruption. If that's the case, then Rover, currently a student at Rebel College, can also be considered a panelist appointed by the Black Shores. Here's the paperwork.
Welcome, Rover.
I have no further questions, Ms. Cameron.
Then, per the agenda, I will now relay the investors' resolution, following our previous inquiry. Given that the loss of the Exostrider constitutes a de facto failure of the program, our immediate priority is to establish a compensation plan for the affected assets and students. Furthermore, the board directs that the synchronous program must be terminated immediately, or at minimum suspended.
My stance remains unchanged, Ms. Cameron. I intend to continue the program.
We require a justification.
Panelists, this is a theoretical prototype for a shield designed to counter retroact rain, created by one of our synchronists. This prototype significantly accelerated the development of Jinzhou's own defenses. It saved countless lives during the war against the Threnodian Overthrax. And yet, the material used in this prototype was originally nothing more than discarded scrap from one of the engineering department's experiments. It was only because its designer was a synchronist, educated in engineering, void matter, and even meteorology, that this material found a second life.
You seem to be arguing for the superiority of general education for the synchronists, President Lucilla. However, general education isn't even included in the program's white paper. I fail to see a link between that and advancing the synchronous program. The shield is an impressive surprise, but given the cost of gambling on such a slim probability, the cost-effectiveness is simply too low.
Ms. Cameron, panelists, how exactly are we meant to measure the cost-effectiveness of failure? As you can see, this shattered component comes from a failed experiment.
One that was not even recorded in the collective's official gazette. A synchronist gave her life as the price for validating her theory. 15 months later, this very component became the final piece for the construction of the Star Ward Riseway, the bridge between Lahairoy's Earth and the sky. Humanity does not always set out for the sake of victory, Ms. Cameron. Our synchronists know from the day they enroll. No one knows when the Exostrider will awaken, and the odds that they'll be the one to pilot it are slim. Yet they come anyway. They march toward likely failure from the very start. So I ask you, can you truly say that such failure has no value? And how can we call that a failure of the Synchronists, when the Exostrider was the one who banished LF1 from our world?
Secretary Camero, the Black Shores representative requests the floor.
Proceed.
On the subject of unforeseen benefits from the program, we find ourselves in agreement with President Lucilla. This is a set of disclosable data we've just compiled. Significant proportion of current Black Shore members came from Star Torch Academy. These Bloom Bearers demonstrate exceptional capability, talent, and resolve, traits most prominent among the Synchronists. Furthermore, the Synchronists serve as role models for other students. I believe Rover is better suited to speak on that.
The Synchronist program is a search for a way out for our civilization. When we believed the Exostrider was the only route, then those fit to pilot it were the Synchronists. Now that the Exostrider is no longer a viable option, the ones fit to search for a new way out are still our Synchronists.
Yes, which is why I must disagree with evaluating the Synchronist program purely in terms of cost-effectiveness. I urge investors to reconsider the criteria used to measure its value.
We require a discussion. This session is adjourned for 5 minutes.
Let them see your potential. Let them see your value. But that is not enough.
President Lucilla, following the review panel's deliberation, we fully recognize the potential value of the Synchronists as an independent academic division, as well as their role model effect. However, as Rover stated, only those fit to shoulder the burden of finding a new way out deserve the title Synchronist. Therefore, we propose a compromise. Rebel College will be preserved, but all future training must be subject to the guidance and review of this panel. Let's both take a step back, shall we? President Lucilla.
This is it. The final fight, Lucilla. Take a deep breath. Keep your composure. And remember, Everything you regret. Everything that brings you joy. Everything you have lost. Everything you have went the answer you chase. The treasure you give everything to protect. No, that won't be necessary, Secretary Cameron. The Synchronists of today, they remain the closest thing this world has to a way out for our civilization. After our confrontation with Aleph 1, we recovered this audio recording from the interstellar probe Farwatcher.
It's nothing more than static.
Even so, it is the only legacy the pioneers of Solaris have left us. We are not alone, Secretary Cameron. Just as our ancestors took shelter in caves, just as Star Torch Academy was built in Lahairoi, just as humanity itself endures on Solaris, a brave soul took the first step to claim that future.
I fail to see what this has to do with the Synchronists.
Using Rebel College research, we can build vehicles driven entirely by augmented resonance. That means complete immunity to frequency interference. And the training our Synchronists undergo makes them the perfect pilots for these vessels.
But the Strider Gate has been sealed. Not to mention, whatever lies beyond can hardly be called a route.
Who said civilization's route to the future has to go down?
The stars. President Lucilla, I'm sure you know, any instrument that nears the etheric sea.
I am well aware of that. However, by relying on augmented resonance effects, the Academy can overcome that barrier.
And if it fails, the cockpit becomes a coffin. Is that a chance you're willing to take?
This is our decision. If the answer lies beyond death, then that's where we go. Just wait and see. My brightest students will pierce the sky for all to see!
The car will be here soon. I could take it from here.
Thanks for everything, Alto. Really.
You! It was a long day. The kind you don't forget, though. Rover, can you pass a message to the president for me? After a speech like that, the outcome doesn't matter half as much. Anyway, chillax. Everything's gonna be all right. Well, catch you at the Black Shores, my friend.
Yeah. Till next time.
Let's get moving. She is not here. She is likely still at the review hall.
Thank you. I'll look for her there.
I'm sorry.
What for?
If I had been more helpful, perhaps the outcome would have been more satisfying.
This was her battle. You and I have already done our best for her.
Go check on her.
Oke.
Let's get moving.
The illustrious rover. Jinzhou, Raguna, Septimont, and now Lahai Roy. Why, of all times, do you choose to remain behind the curtain? They said you were formidable, but easily swayed by emotion. Looks like aren't...
She understands what her students need better than I ever could.
She's let that childish idealism cloud her judgment. Since Solaris was first trapped beneath the etheric sea, we've seen hundreds of attempts, hundreds of failures. But the reality is we can't even bring their bodies home. She chooses to indulge her students' whims? Fine. Then she's bound to them. One more casualty, and the investors will lose their patience with the program, and ultimately, sacrificing our finest young minds to suicidal experiments. That's not just useless. Forget I said that. Just an old... Give Lucilla a message. Kristen autographed a premier memento for her. If she wants it, she'll need to return to the new Fed and claim it herself.
And you're Lucilla's...
failed teacher. No.
I shall be the vessel of your wishes.
Udah kali ya.